Hello, 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 YouTube. This is Stephanie, aka Ed Nihas Husabakba, aka Tint Tarot, and as you see, I am outside in my element here to do the daily readings. And yeah, I'm getting a late start, but I always feel like better late than never. We still have the rest of the day to go. So, but as usual, I've been starting the readings with the chakra sacred bowl meditation, or just kind of giving honors to the chakras, showing them some energy, some love, sending good energy to the chakras and releasing any negative energy. So I want to do that now. I'm going to sound the sacred bowl 7 times, one for each chakra. Meditate on the color of each chakra and breathing in healthy energy and exhaling any poisons or anything that needs to be banished, anything that is no longer serving our highest good in that chakra. So, red, root chakra, orange, sacral chakra, yellow, solar plexus chakra. I just feel the sun shine bright on that one. Feel the warmth on my skin. Green, heart chakra. Blue, throat chakra. Violet, first eye chakra. Lavender, gold, lavender, silver color, crown chakra. Inhaling positive, healthy light energy to shine through and filter out any poisons that are no longer serving the highest good. Alright, divine forces of unconditional love. What do we need to know for our highest good on today? Divine forces of unconditional love of the highest macrocosm. What messages, what lessons do we need to learn today? What do we need to be on guard for today so that we can utilize the energy of today for its highest good? Thank you for clear and accurate messages. Last one. These cards are beautiful. Alright. Nine of Wands is part of the overall energy here, along with the Ace of Fire and the Star card. So there's a spark of ambition brought about by spirit here. This is clarified by the Star card. A spark of ambition and passion, because you're getting in tune with your star player, you know? Getting in tune with your star player today like never before. Seventh chakra, Archangel Uriel. So this is crown chakra work as well. So there has been a long road here with the Nine of Wands, and you know, getting in tune with our crown chakra, with our star player, as this, you know, is the center of the reading here. Still got some more cards to put out onto the board. So spiritual union. So more info, more about getting in contact or being one with the star player, with your star player. You know, very spiritual matters here. Direct influence by spirit, because we have the Star card, we have spiritual union card here, we have seventh chakra, Archangel Uriel card here. You know, the Ace of Fire, the fire suit is, you know, could be also a spiritual suit as well. So a lot of spiritual work. So we're gonna get an oracle card here first, and then we'll get into the reading. It says the Mother prays on the bottom of the deck. So again, more spiritual information, but the card that came out is the spaces between the words. So let's read. And that's 24. As up to the number 6. Healing. So today is a day of healing. You know, again, I said the overall energy is a very spiritual day. Spiritual connection with your higher self, balancing out the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. Um, it says the spaces between the words. When we look for guidance, we often look for words that clarify, reassure, and help us find our authentic path through the chaos. Yet, there is also guidance in the spaces between the words. Between each letter, between all the happenings in our lives, there's nothing to be said, where there are no lines to be colored in, where there is just openness. Those are the times when we need to freestyle. We need to do or not do based on what is happening for us right in the moment. Often there is far less to do than we think. Often we don't need to think. There is a space forming around you now. Sometimes when we sense this subconsciously, we feel exhilarated and excited, anxious and nervous, and not even sure why. And that's probably why we have this Ace of Fire energy here. Star card. You know, getting into it with your star player. Your star player may be feeling this fire and this anxiousness that, you know, these cards are talking about. That this card is speaking of. Anxious and exhilarated and nervous and not even sure why. There is a sense, perhaps, that we wouldn't mind having a map of this unknown terrain. Or perhaps we are happy to just wing it and make it up as we go. Either way, there is space to just be. It is a receiver for the divine presence. Again, this is a spiritual day. And so should be in a space of just being and receiving the divine presence. As again, we have the star card here, hope and guidance, of the Ace of Fire, which is all the aces are basically gifts from spirit of ambition, with it being the fire of passion. It says, if you have a lot of space of unknowing around you now or within you, then just know that there is a lot of divine presence to be received. Ashe, Shakti, Sekam, okay? It can't be explained, really. It happens between the words, and yet without it, there wouldn't be any words, any guidance at all, without the space, without just being, okay? Just being. The space in between is enough clarity sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to think. Sometimes you don't have to do. And again, just be connected to spirit and keeping your ear out. Here with the seventh chakra, the crown chakra, just being. It can't be explained, really. It happens between the words, and yet without it, there wouldn't be any words, any guidance at all. You know, when you have all the letters just running together, if all of these letters just ran together without spaces in between, it would just be a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. You know, that's what it would be. Like I said, it cannot be explained, really. It happens between the words, and yet without it, there wouldn't be any words, any guidance at all. The oracle speaks to you. Enter the space and let go, for your time to receive is upon you. Be blessed. And there's a little poem here. It says, Day Birth. The eastern rise of time on newborn wings bursts out across the lifeless crowd and sings its climb to heights unknown, of beauty, warmth, and power upon its throne, to fade again in western sky, and only for a moment lie before it takes its course again, to breathe once more in heart of man. Ashe. So, you know, the sunrise and sunset is kind of like the breath of God, the breath of Gaia, you know. We take many breaths throughout the day, but the universe only takes one inhale and one exhale each day. Inhale. It seems forever for us, but just as quickly as we inhale and exhale, it's probably the same way things are in the cosmos. Anyway, I don't know why I went there. Whatever. But so let's get into it. So again, this energy here, I've started to do things a little differently. Especially when it comes to the daily reads, I separated into 4. This first energy down here is between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. in the morning. And then this time on today, we experienced, I'm going to say with the ED because, I'm getting a late start. It's almost like 1 o'clock now. It's a spiritual quest between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. And there may have been a lot of anxiety going on within you as you were, maybe in your dream state, or maybe, I know last night I went to sleep, I woke up, so I was kind of up and down. But it was most definitely a spiritual journey as I was reading some of my spiritual books and stuff. But it's this information or this time and maybe the anxiety that we experienced between the hours of midnight and 6 in the morning if we weren't able to sleep. Maybe thinking about the financial constraints and healing that, and how we can heal the financial constraints as we have financial and material changes. And again, the financial constraints card. So, maybe this spiritual quest that we're on isn't yielding much, and isn't yielding much in, resources or payoff right now. Things may be a little difficult, but that's just because we're in a time of healing. Again, we are on this spiritual quest here with the 8 of Cups. And in the beginning, it's going to be, a little scarce. Things going to be a little scarce. But, the treasure is within. And as long as we continue to cultivate that, overcome this anxiety, we'll be able to get to, that pot of gold. We'll be able to bring balance into our lives. Again, as we continue to heal and take advantage of this day, because again, this is a very spiritual day. Between the hours of 6 a.m. and noon, we have the Emperor card and the Knight of Water. So the Emperor card is all about foundation. Could be controlling, manipulative energy, trying to hold on too strongly, maybe taking life too seriously, and needing to just kind of fall back and to relax and to just be, as the space in between the words calls us to be, to do and to act, is to be in a space of just being, just to be in a space in between the words, the unknown. And so he says, so we're receiving the message here to release control. And in doing so, that information is being clarified here by the heart chakra. And in doing so, and in releasing control and just being, we are, going to be able to experience the healing that we desire. It says the fulfillment of wishes. It's going to bring us into a place of groundedness so that we can become like the King of Pentacles. Steady, reliable, dependable, practical. So this is just preparing us for this energy to tap into that the masculine side of enterprise, being grounded, being whole, and coming into our prosperity again. You know, the bottom energy was all about financial constraints, but we know that we're coming out of that, and we're sensing that hope of, you know, money coming in. We're seeing, you know, how everything is working together and is culminating. And then from the hours of noon to 6 p.m., we're, you know, again, gonna start doing the work. You know, like I said, we're seeing how everything is culminating, and so we're gonna do the work as we have here that energy clarified by accelerated motion and destiny. You know, we're realizing and coming to realization even more that, you know, we're on the right path, that, you know, everything is working together. And yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but we can do it. And we're almost to the point where we're able to release the burden. Or maybe this could be if we release the burden and just be like the card is saying, because this is about working. This is about overwork, you know, working to the point of self-destruction possibly. And then, you know, the space in between the words card was telling us to just be like the space in between. And that is not either one of these cards. So with these cards being clarified by accelerated motion, it seems to me is that Spirit is telling us we've done all the work that we've needed to do. Pass them the ball. Please give us the ball. You know, as we have the Magician and the Mirror card in reverse. Spirit is saying you no longer need to be the magician. We got this. You know. Let's read it and see what it's 53. Infinity, justice, balance. Okay, so it says the Magician in the Mirror reverse is warning you that you may be missing a great opportunity. The time is right, but you're not taking advantage of this creative energy of this cycle. You do have the power to transform things for yourself, to create something new, whether a home, a business, or life direction. You may be resistant to or even disbelieving of the unlimited power you possess, but it's time to wake up. The misinformation and perceived limitations that linger from the past can no longer sustain you. Your life is the mirror that reflects your inner energy, yet you have the ability to change what you see. You must fully open up to the complete truth of your internal wisdom, talents, and abilities. And then, you know, wisdom did come up here in the last area of the reading. And take the risk of believing in yourself, believing that you've done the work, you know, that there's not anything else that you must do, that you can just hand it over to Spirit at this time, because you've, like I said, you have put in the work. You're not believing that you are the magician in the mirror. The magician doesn't put in, you know, physical labor. No, the magician works with his or her mind. The magician works with, you know, with the elements and the energy around. Spirit is telling us to tap into that spiritual way of doing things. You know, here with the 9 of fire. You see, she's using the energy from her hands and her, you know, you see the way she's concentrated and focusing. It looks as though you know, she has these stars and she's transforming them into, you know, into fairies to, you know, and charging them with their duties to help her bring about her goals and her desires. You know, she's using her magic, the magic of her imagination and such. And, you know, maybe that is what Spirit is trying to get us to do here. Underneath that is the page of water, looking, you know, just that childlike innocence and creativity and imagination is what, you know, Spirit wants us to get in contact with, to tap into again. The magical and mysticism of the imagination of a child, and using the elements to, you know, bring about balance and healing here with, you know, material and spiritual balance going on here with the Six of Pentacles, Six of Earth. You know, new messages, like we have we've elevated to a point where, you know, we've seemed like we've done maybe the initiation, and now we're in a new energy, you know, a new gift, a new way of being. And with each initiation, you're on a new level, so it's like you're relearning everything. You're in the page energy. And so it's, you know, you have to relearn yourself all over again in a way. But it's not like you're starting from scratch again. It's a second chance or an elevation, so you still have the wisdom from before. Now you just have to utilize that energy and make it work for you. It says, now is the time to dig deep. Find the confidence and courage within to make the most of this opportune cycle. You have all the resources you need, and all the unlimited force of the universe is at your disposal. It's waiting for you to recognize and ignite the phenomenal powers that are eternally yours. So Spirit is asking you to use the elements and to, you know, manifest the things that it is that you want. Tap into the magician power. And so from the hours of 6 p.m. to midnight, it looks as though we are, looks as though we're going to tap into that. Like, you know, we have here the Ace of Water, which is a gift of spirit of unconditional love. But at the same time, it's clarified by the Three of Air, which is, you know, heartbreak and pain. But this information or this energy is clarified by the Hierophant card and spiritual strength, which is the Nine of Wands again coming up. So it looks as though at the end of the day, we're gonna have to tap into that, this magician energy. Spirit is wanting us to turn this card into the upright position and to use the elements. You see, he's using the element of fire, and then water, and then the element of his mind, and he's, you know, creating. Spirit wants us to tap into that energy. Write that card. You know, the Three of Swords could be getting to the heart of the matter. And once we get to the heart of the matter, we're going to tap into that unconditional love from Spirit. Open ourselves up to wisdom and guidance, again with the Star card, hope and guidance. And, you know, stepping into that spiritual strength. Let's see what it says. Spiritual strength. And then we're going to read Goddess of the Moon. And maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to spend the night outside tonight to, get whatever energy, whatever messages that the moon may have for us. As the beginning of the reading was the star card. So we may need to sleep out under the stars tonight to get a spark of inspiration here with the Ace of Fire. Again, Ace is all about spirit. Spirit communication with us. It says the Spiritual Strength card. This card is coming forth to give you encouragement and remind you that you have inner strength to complete whatever you've been working on. This final spirit card represents courage, discipline, stability, and persistence. You may be tired or weary from the struggle, but now is not the time to give in. Instead, tap into all of your inner reserves for that one final push. So you may not have the energy to push, but you can do mental work. You can do, see that mental, the divine masculine, divine feminine put their head together to come up, with that wonderful bond and union, putting their powers together. It says you have the one final push. You've been through so much to get to this point, and even though you may have acquired some scars from the battle, you're wiser and stronger forward. Wisdom. You're wiser and stronger because of the battles that you've been through. And those, that wisdom is just a source of unconditional love, something that no one can ever take from you. It says the enlightenment you've gained will be an invaluable resource. You may also notice that you're experimenting with different things in your life at this time. All of these experiences feed your spirit and offer you knowledge for the future. So, again, experiment with the elements and bringing your goals and manifestations into being. 52, Goddess of the Moon. Let's see what she has to say. Intuition, going within. So again, sleeping under the moon tonight, tapping into that intuition here. Intuition and psychic powers will be really strong between the hours of 6 p.m. and midnight, which is going to help you to get to the heart of the matter. This will be the final push that you need to bring you to the wisdom and enlightenment that you've been seeking and wanting. So, you're moving into your destiny. It says this card shows an eternal spirit holding the bright, reflective moon and standing in front of the crystal clear waters of a sparkling waterfall. Her arms are stretched upward, receiving the light of the moon, the light of inspiration. Sleep outside tonight, or just make sure you spend some time outside and just receive the light of the moon, the light of inspiration. Again, we did have hope and guidance here with the star card. Receive the light of the stars and the moon. The moon is just a big star, right? So that's what they say. So this card is all about intuition, the ability to receive insights from your soul's point of view. Receiving this card upright tells you that you have the power to get intuitive information on all types of issues, and now is the time to use it. Again, here with the 7th chakra, remember? We're going to read this as well once I'm done. And right below that it says, we have here the door to personal healing and happiness. So this is the energy we're going to be tapping into if we again tap into the inner magician. Use the elements to help us to help us attain our goals. And also I did see here the fifth chakra in reverse. So I don't know if there's, maybe lies and deceit going on or happening maybe later on, but your psychic energies and your psychic powers are in tune today. So trust your intuitive feelings, your gut feelings, or any aha moments that you have. Trust it. Okay. It says receiving this card upright tells you that you have the power to get intuitive, to get information on types of issues. The goddess of the moon brings you all sorts of information, from the mundane to the spectacular. For instance, you could get the urge to take a different route home from work and find out later that you've avoided a 3-hour traffic jam. Or you might have an idea for a great invention, a stock investment, or a spellbinding novel. This card could also indicate a significant blossoming of psychic ability and mediumship, even on a professional level. You're always blessed with this ability to connect, but this card is telling you that now is the perfect time to open up. Get ready for the amazing inspiration this brings. So, it's even a call to do spiritual work as a career. And I feel like that's what this reading is all about. That may be what this spark of fire is about. Beginning a career in the spiritual realm. Whether that could be, doing readings, or healing. Again, so this is pretty much saying here that we're on the fast track to becoming a spiritual spiritual like teacher or guru, or we need to tap into that energy. So some people are being prepared by spirit to take the lead, and to be spiritual leaders. I don't want to priestess, babas, yayas. I don't know what word you want, but spiritual leaders. Some people are being called to be spiritual leaders and to lead others, and some of us are being called to tap into that higher self, to the connection within our higher self, to be guided. Maybe not in leading others, but just to tap into your higher self so that you can lead yourself in the right direction and maybe grow into the point of being a leader. But only you know what you feel within. And like I said here, trust your star player. Trust your intuition. Whew. All right, so it look like we got some leaders out here that's needing to step up. Start them a YouTube channel as well. Okay. Mine is very small, but I absolutely love doing this. Man, I feel like it helped me grow exponentially, so I'm very grateful for it, and I hope that one day I can share it with other people more. All right, well, that is the energy for today. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.